Trump in Butler, Pennsylvania. All right, as you see on your screen, we do have some breaking news right now that I do want to get you out to. This one taking place in Kentucky as we're awaiting an update from officials on a deadly shooting. This, a post from the Governor Andy Beshear saying, "I'm heartbroken to share the shooting in Lexington at Richmond Road Baptist Church has taken the lives of 2 people. Other injuries, including the Kentucky State Police trooper from an initial stop, are being treated. And also at a nearby hospital, the shooter has also been killed." They say violence has no place in our community or commonwealth in our country. Please join his wife, Brittany, and me as we pray for the families of those lost. We do have this, a shot up right now of this there in Kentucky. Officials in Lexington will provide an update on this. So as we wait for someone to step to the mic, I do want to give you just some sense of what we're learning here on Live Now from Fox of this shooting as a suspect shot and wounded a state trooper on Sunday and fled to a Kentucky church where multiple people were injured in a second shooting. We do know, according to the governor, that tragically 2 people have died. The shooting spree ended when the suspect was killed. After the shooting, the trooper and the suspect ended up at the Baptist church. Let's listen into this here on Live Now from Fox as they're set to begin this press conference.
Let me introduce you. Is that okay?
Take.
That's what you had said.
Got it.
Sure?
Yeah.
Okay. Good evening. I'm Sergeant Badge Tower with the Lexington Police Department Public Information Office. We're here today to talk about the shootings that occurred earlier today on Terminal Drive and also Old Richmond Road. Chief Lawrence Weathers will provide an update on the investigation. With this being an ongoing investigation, we're limited to the information that we can release and will not be able to take any questions today. We will continue to provide updates on our social media and also through media releases to our media partners. Chief is joined by representatives in our public safety partnerships today from the Kentucky State Police, the Fayette County Coroner's Office, the Fayette County Sheriff's Office, ATF, Lexington Fire Department, the Mayor's Office, One Lexington, and representatives from the Bluegrass Airport. Chief Lawrence Weathers.
Thank all of you for being here. And like Sergeant Towery said, it's ongoing investigation, so there's not really a whole lot of questions I'll be able to for being here. And like Sergeant Towery said, it's ongoing investigation, so there's not really a whole lot of questions I'll be able to answer, but I will give you the statement that I have here. It's days like today that are extremely difficult, and before I begin, I would like to extend my condolences to the victims, their families, and everyone impacted by today's violence. I would also like to wish a quick recovery to the Kentucky State Trooper who was shot. On July 13, 2025, around 11:36 a.m., Lexington police officers were dispatched for a shooting involving a Kentucky State Trooper on Terminal Drive. The trooper had pulled over a vehicle on Terminal Drive after receiving a license plate reader alert in the area of Versailles Road. The trooper was shot and the suspect fled. While that shooting occurred on Terminal Drive, it was unrelated to the Bluegrass Airport and did not occur inside the airport terminal. The trooper is in stable condition and receiving medical treatment. A short time later, the suspect carjacked a vehicle in the 3700 block of Bellawood Drive before fleeing the area. No injuries were reported during that carjacking. With the assistance of the department's Air Support Unit and Real-Time Intelligence Center, officers were able to track the vehicle to the Richmond Road Baptist Church in the 5800 block of Old Richmond Road. The suspect fired his weapon at individuals on church property. Preliminary information indicates that the suspect may have had a connection to the individuals at the church. 4 individuals were shot on church property. 2 female victims were pronounced deceased at the scene. The other 2 victims, both male, were transported to a local hospital. 1 victim was reported to have sustained critical injuries, and the other was reported in stable condition. The suspect was shot by responding law enforcement and was pronounced deceased at the scene. The suspect's information will be released after their family is notified. 3 Lexington police officers fired their service weapons in accordance with the Lexington Police Department's policies. The officers had their issued body-worn cameras activated. The incident is being investigated by the Kentucky State Police Critical Incidents Response Team, and the department's Public Integrity Unit will conduct an internal review of the incident. As per policy, the officers will be placed on administrative assignment pending the outcome of the investigation. I want to thank all the officers and employees of the Lexington Police Department who have been working on this investigation. There were also community members who stopped today to assist the Kentucky State Police Trooper, and I want to thank them for their courage and support to help. We also want to thank all of our partners who have been assisting in the investigation, including Kentucky State Police, Fayette County Coroner's Office, Fayette County Sheriff's Office, Fayette County Public Schools Police Department, the ATF, the FBI, Department of Emergency Management, and our partners at the Lexington Fire Department. Our E911 personnel, and the mayor's office with all of our other partners. Something like this has a huge impact on our community. I know when people hear about stuff like this, they maybe need some kind of understanding, and I think the city is going to stand ready with One Lexington to help provide assistance to those who are struggling with it. Sometimes things happen. We just don't have a reason why. But we're going to be here for the people of Lexington. All of these people up here didn't hesitate to come out, didn't hesitate to call and check on the family members, and didn't hesitate to come out and provide support and their service. So I appreciate all of that, and thank you for all of that. With that being said, I'm going to ask Coroner Gary Ginn to step up.
Thank you, Chief. So my office was called at 12:56. We responded to 5899 Old Richmond Road, which was the Richmond Road Baptist Church. This, like the chief said, this is an ongoing active investigation. There are literally a few hundred people that are working this crime scene, as well as myself and deputies. This church was a small church, and the majority of the individuals that attend the church there are related biologically some way or another. If not, they've been friends for many, many years. So it's a very tight-knit group of people at the Richmond Baptist Church. Because the family was there, and our Lexington police, as well as the KSP, conducted interviews about what happened in this investigation, I was able to notify family of 2 deaths, and I can report that Beverly Gum, she is a 72-year-old female member of the church. She sustained gunshot wounds that caused her death. And Christina Combs is a 32-year-old lady who also received gunshot wounds which caused her death. We have identified the shooter, and the shooter, as the chief said, was shot by Lexington police, and we have not notified the shooter's family. Typically in a case like this, we will notify the family as soon as we can, and once that notification has been made, then we will identify the shooter to the media. Thank you.
As I said, there's not a whole lot of questions I'll be able to answer. I will take a couple, and if I can't answer them, I will. If I can't, I'll just let you know, but only a couple if anybody has any questions.
What can you tell us about the shooter? Did he have a criminal record?
At this time, I'm not at liberty to discuss that. Those details will probably be released later, but at this time, I can't discuss it.
It appeared on scene that after the shooting had happened, someone else was arrested. Can you confirm that? And if so, why was that the case?
I don't have any information on anybody being arrested.
Chief Weathers, could you please recount what you said that took place on Terminal Drive with the state trooper and the individual? Did the state trooper pull over the suspect because of a hit for a license plate reader?
That is my understanding, yes, ma'am.
Oh, thank you.
Do we know if any of the shooting victims were related, possibly as spouse?
I'm not going to discuss that right now.
Do we know whether or not the shootings at the church happened inside or outside the church?
That's part of the investigation, and I think they're still looking into that.
And then as far as at the airport, I know that you said that it didn't happen technically inside the airport or by, like right there, but do we know how that affected flights and cancellations if that happened?
I wasn't aware that it affected any flights. So like I said before, there were some people en route to the airport, and they got out and assisted the trooper. So I don't know if they suffered any delays or not, but if they did, you know, I just want to say again, I appreciate them for getting out and doing what they did.
With this being an ongoing investigation, we won't be able to take any more questions. We're going to follow up with everything that Chief just said with more in the press release, so that should be coming out momentarily.
Thank you all.
All right, you're just listening in there to an update from Kentucky officials on this shooting that left 2 individuals dead. A very tragic day here on this Sunday. This happened earlier on this morning in an initial confrontation between the suspect and a Kentucky State Highway Patrol officer where they were shot. They did flee that scene. They did carjack another individual, no injuries sustained at that point, and then went to this Richmond Road Baptist Church, the suspect firing on some of the people there, parishioners. 4 people were shot, 2 females were killed. They identified them as 72-year-old Beverly Gum and 32-year-old Christina Combs. They have not identified yet the suspect that was also killed during this incident. And these are just some images we were gathering from the scene there. You can see Richmond Road Baptist Church as the crime scene tape, fire engines on this, and 2 of the people that were injured, 2 males. One is in critical condition, the other in stable condition. So a very tragic event taking place here in Lexington. And as you heard there from the police, this is a very fluid, a very dynamic situation at this point. Did not get into the motive of why this all went down, but he did say there's potential connections between the suspect and the people, the victims that sustained injuries and were killed at this church on Sunday in Kentucky. So obviously a very sad update there from officials after this took place. I also want to put up just this one more time. The governor of Kentucky saying, quote, "I'm heartbroken to share the shooting in Lexington at Richmond Road Baptist Church has taken the lives of 2 people. Other injuries, including a Kentucky State Police trooper from the initial stop, are being treated as they at a nearby hospital. The shooter also killed." So that coming in from Kentucky Governor Andy Beshear here on this Sunday. He does go on to say, quote, "Violence like this has no place in our Commonwealth or country. Please join Brittany and me as we pray for the families of those lost, each one a child of God gone too soon. Thanks to the Lexington, Kentucky Police, Kentucky State Police for their brave effort. Kentucky, let's stand strong together and support our Lexington neighbors during this difficult time." So, all right, following that breaking news here on Live Now from Fox, we'll take you out to any more updates that happen on this Sunday. But first, let's slide away for another quick 2-minute break. All right, welcome back in here to Live Now from Fox. I'm Andy Mack. We were just detailing the latest on a deadly shooting in Kentucky, in Lexington, as 2 people were killed at Richmond Road Baptist Church. The suspect also deceased as a confrontation with police there. 2 more individuals from that church shooting are in the hospital, 1 in critical, 1 in stable condition at this moment. I do want to take you out right now and talk about another incident that we're following out of Kentucky. This one up the road in Louisville. A live picture right now about this. And I also want to put up a post from the Louisville Metro Police Department saying they're aware of an active aggressor on the property of the fairgrounds in Louisville. At this time, there are no victims found. Please avoid the area due to the heavy police evidence. So no victims at this point, as the police did receive a report of a possible active aggressor on site at the Kentucky Expo Center. They're saying deeply thankful. The initial reports, no one was harmed. The facility remains closed at this time. So it doesn't appear that there's any injuries, and we don't know exactly what active aggressor means, if that is someone with a gun or another weapon of that kind. But we just want to follow it closely here with this. And you can see LMPD, the Louisville Metro, providing an update saying the report, there is no victims found at that location. So potentially good news revolving around that. Again, a live picture one more time there in Louisville, Kentucky. A sunny day here on this Sunday, just about 5 o'clock local time on the East Coast. All right, let's continue to follow all of the top headlines. Plenty to get into here